Hey, hello everyone, this is Rutik and it's our 30th day of our finding job series. So, let me tell you what I did today. Yeah, I know it's already 30th day and within one day we completed our phase 0. Days has been passing like they are just passing like minutes. I really don't know how our 30 days has been gone, but yeah, it is what it is. So first of all, let's start our today's day. As usual, I woke up at 7. After that I did some exercise and get ready. After that sat at my desk, and let me tell you what I learned today. So how we can able to handle the multiple API calls in React. I know most of you know the answer and know the way how we can handle, but let me tell you what it is. So, actually, let me start with the basic how API work or what is the API or not. When I am logging into the any website and I want any particular data, so I want user data, okay, at that time I need to request that data. I need to do a request to the server because that data is stored in a server, and I have to do request to the server that please send me those data. For that request we can create one API call. So this API, it's API request, will go to the server and ask server that user needs this data, and server gives the data, and we can receive it in format of the JSON format. This is the how API work. So what if I maybe I log in at the Instagram, and at that time we need the user data, we need the stories data, comments, post, etc, etc, likes, notifications. So I think at that time 5 plus APIs are running, and how we can handle that. Because if I use the classical way like await get users, await get stories, await get messages, like classical, because we know JavaScript is a synchronous single threaded language. If one request get executed and completed, then it moves to the another request. But we didn't have that much time, and due to this maybe our apps get very slow, maybe it stucks, or if any API request get fail, then our app maybe can break down. So there are the lots of problem. So how can we handle that? And uh, we need much faster way as well. So at that time Promise.all comes in a picture. We need that all sort of a API request we are doing, it should be run parallelly, okay. So for that Promise.all comes in a picture. What Promise.all do is instead of doing one by one execution, it's run all the API request parallelly, and our promise get fulfilled after all API requests get success, and it's store and it gives the result in form of an array. So that how Promise.all work. Okay, but you have one question in your mind. What happen if our one API or any API request get failed? At that time, our all Promise.all maybe break and it's not able to give any response or like that. So at that time, we need to use Promise.all.settled. What all settled do? Let me tell you. If anything will get fail or like that, at that time it gives only a result that get success, and it's avoid the failure. So we receive the data that success, and we able to show that data to the users. So for that we use the Promise.all settled. And what if there is another condition? What if our one API request data is depend on the another API request data? Like if there is one API request like get user, so I get the user details, and there is another API request get orders. So in orders I need to pass the user ID. So if the user ID means if the user API request gets success, then and then I am able to uh, means call the order API. For that, we need to avoid promise, and we need to use the direct await chain, async await. And if there is another case, like if there is a race condition, we maybe use the promise.race. And if we want to cancel the previous request in race condition, we use the about controller. So yeah, that's I learned today, that how to handle multiple API calls. If I want to learn means run all them parallelly, so that time I use the Promise.all. If any request get failed but I still want to show data that gets success, at the time I use the Promise.all settle. If there is a race condition, we use the Promise.race. If I want to avoid old request, we use the about controller. And if there is a one API request depend on another API request, at that time we simply use the await chain. And after that, I move on to the DSA part. Today I solved around I think 6 to 7 problems. That's a lot. I really enjoying the problem solving today. I don't know, but yeah, I solved lots of problems because I think binary search was very easy, and I know it is the same kind of logic we need to implement it from the different approaches. So that's why maybe I am able to get it like that. And after that, I had my lunch and did some walking, take a 20 minutes nap, and move on to the my another project, another part of the day, which is a project building. Today I built one feature, completed that, and after that I applied some jobs and did some communication practice. Today I feel a little bit low because in morning I received one mail where the company said we are feeling regret to inform you that you are not selected, like that messages. Because I already tell you that I had this screening round yesterday due to this. But yeah, due to this feel little low, but it is what it is. We have to move on. And after that feeling, I think I take a little bit of walk. That was necessary. I clear my mind, and again I am here and doing daily tasks. So yeah, that is the today's day. Let's meet tomorrow once again. Bye bye.